Hi, my name is Dr. Debra Carter. I'm the owner and clinical director of Carter Psychology Center here in Bradenton and Sarasota. If you have joined us earlier this month of May, you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this month in particular, we're focusing on tools to thrive. Today, I'm going to be talking about worry, stress, and anxiety in the time of a global pandemic. All of us have felt worry, stress, and anxiety, but do you know the difference? What's worry? Worry is what happens when your mind dwells on negative thoughts, uncertain outcomes, or things that could go wrong. Worry tends to be repetitive and obsessive. It's the cognitive component of anxiety. So we think about worry as it happening in your mind, not in your body. How does worry work? Worry is a way for your brain to handle problems in order to keep you safe. It actually serves a pretty important function in our lives because when we think about an uncertain or an unpleasant situation, our brains become stimulated. When we worry, it's likely to cause us to problem solve or take action, both of which are positive things. It's only when we get stuck thinking about a problem that worry stops being functional. So are you in the worrier pose? What about stress? Stress is the physiologic response connected to an external event. In order for the cycle of stress to begin, there must be a stressor or a perceived stressor. There's usually some kind of external circumstance, like a work deadline or a scary medical test, or now, whether or not we're exposed to a virus just by going outside our homes. But stress is defined as a reaction to an environmental change or force that exceeds our ability to cope. So how does stress work? In prehistoric times, stress was a natural response to a threat, like hearing a predator in the bushes. Today, it still prompts a behavioral response, firing up our limbic system and releasing adrenaline and cortisol, stress hormones, and helps activate our brain and body to deal with a threat. Symptoms of stress include a rapid heart rate, clammy palms, and shallow breath. At first, it may not feel so bad having those chemicals flood your body. But over time, chronic stress is when your body is in this fight or flight mode continuously. And chronic stress, we know, is linked to health concerns such as digestive issues, increased risk of heart disease, and a weakening of the immune system. And what about anxiety? If stress and worry are the symptoms, anxiety is the culmination. Anxiety has a cognitive component, worry, and a physiologic response, stress, which means that we experience anxiety in both our mind and our body. Anxiety is what happens when you're dealing with a lot of worry and a lot of stress, which is what most of us are going through now. So how does anxiety work? Remember how stress is a natural response to a threat? Well, anxiety is the same thing, except there's no known or identified stress. Anxiety is when the brain sounds a false alarm. For example, you hear a loud noise or you cross a high bridge. The blood is flowing, your adrenaline's pumping, your body's in a state of fight or flight. And there are two areas in the brain most crucial to fear responses: the hippocampus, which stores verbal memories, and the amygdala, which interprets fear. The problem in anxiety is that fears and worries are anticipatory. We get stuck in the what if cycle. So what are some symptoms? Well, there's a difference between feeling anxious, which can be a normal part of everyday life, and having an anxiety disorder. An anxiety disorder is a serious medical condition that may include stress or worry. Later this month, we'll be talking about the difference between anxiety and anxiety disorders, so check back. But It's important to ask, is what you're experiencing normal? Well, stress and anxiety in a time of a pandemic, it's normal for adults and children to experience anxiety during these stressful events, whether it's fear of contracted COVID-19, disruptions to our work and our school schedules, or myriad related concerns. Stress is an expected and normal response. But being in a constant state of alarm increases anxiety and can also damage your body. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I worried but coping well? Am I stressed out and need more tools to cope? And I'm experiencing anxiety? If you answered yes to either one of the last two, know that there's help available. We here at Carter Psychology Center did not close. We have telehealth options available, and we've changed our physical plan to take steps to make sure everyone stays safe. Feel free to call us at 941-753-0064 or go to our website to learn more about those telehealth options and the steps we're taking to make everyone safe. Thanks and stay tuned.